What's good? I'm James AP. Welcome back to Comrade Radio. Today I'm here with 40 ounce Vaughn.
We out here. What's up?
How are you?
Chilling, can't complain. Just missed this little rain shower.
What you been up to?
Working, doing parties, still doing the party thing. Might do the hat soon, but just taking shit day by day.
So what's your like daily day been like recently?
I've been waking up like 2 p.m. every day, traveling, not missing flights.
You
Can't
still
really
staying
complain.
in the city?
Nah, I'm in Westchester. I'm in 914, New Rochelle.
What you do now in Westchester?
That's where I live. It's cozy there. It's a lot of raccoons, a lot of deers.
You had to get away from the whole scene shit?
I had to. That downtown shit is not for me right now. I gotta come to the suburbs and be a suburban dude.
But before we get to the downtown shit, I think we gotta circle around all the way back. Start with the beginning of 40 Ounce Van. I want to know who you are, how you got to who you are today. So tell me a little bit about you, younger age. How you grew up, just young as a youngin in New York.
I'm from the Bronx. Grew up in the Bronx, early 2000s. A lot of Iceberg, a lot of Pele jackets, soda clubs, shit like that. Transformed, stopped wearing all that shit. I got introduced to Supreme. I used to sell Supreme probably in like 04, 03. I was selling box logos. At the time, they were like $28. I was flipping them for like $150. Shout out to Ty. Ty held it down. You know what Ty is?
ASAP Ty?
Nah, Ty from Supreme.
Which one is that? The tall
Spanish kid from Harlem.
No, I don't think I know.
Well, he used to just give me all them shits. He used to just give me mad box
the only
logos.
Dude I remember out of the old workers was a tall, skinny white dude. I don't
Oh
know
yeah. I forgot his name, but
I remember like back in the day, he used to always hold it down. He used to always like the kids, like.
He used to show a lot of love.
Yeah, because I remember.
And Alex Diamond too. Shout out to Alex Diamond. He used to hold it down over there too.
I remember one time I went in as a kid. I was probably like 14. It was right around the time when you remember like the tiger stripe bag.
Oh yeah.
When everyone went crazy for that, but I remember I went in on, I think it was a Saturday, I walked in, and I was like, I saw it, I was like, yo, I need this shit, and like that was when like you could still walk in and they'd have cool shit.
No lines, no security, none of that.
No, there was a line, but like it wasn't like.
Now I pass
15 minutes and like you're in like.
I pass by, see security and all that over there. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? It's not the same, but now
like,
shout out to the old times.
How did you even get into Supreme in the first place?
I ended up at this club called Sway. I snuck in. I used to have a fake ID. It used to be on by where the old Rick Owens store was, right off the West Side Highway. And
like around 14?
Nah, it's a little bit lower. It's like by the Highland Tunnel.
Okay.
The first Rick Owens store, not the shit by opening ceremony. The first one. Ended up partying there, and I met all the people I know now. And you know how New York City works. Like you meet niggas doing something, and then they evolve into being someone like in some type of industry, fashion or music, and that's why I'm now. All the homies I used to party with for doing something.
And so who are some of those guys that you were looking at, like, and also how old were you around then?
I used to fuck with A-Ron, the Downtown Don, until he got jammed up recently. I looked up to him because he had a scene at the time. He left Supreme and then started Anything. And that shit was lit because I used to always be with Frank at Chop Shop, and that shit right there on Hester. So we used to go there and be like, damn, A-Ron really doing his thing. Then he got that old wild shit, but he fucked up, man. He got all them allegations on him, but he's still a legend in my eyes aside from that shit.
And at that time there probably would have been no people on like almost like a mass scale who would have been repping that shit.
Yeah, nah, that was some local shit.
Like you would have had like Tyler here and there and like some of the Odd Future guys just wearing it on like some LA skate shit, but like even at that time like
he wasn't worried about sales.
Yeah,
he was just like, yo, this is my little hub. And this is what I'm doing. Because everybody separated from Supreme. I forgot, After Midnight was a brand too. I forgot the nigga's name that was doing that. But those are like all the guys that used to work there back in the day.
Well, would like DQM and would that still be popping then? Like Dave's Quality Meats?
I wasn't really into that.
No, you weren't into that?
Nah, that's like a little more commercialized.
Yeah.
It was like, cool because they got exclusives, but that wasn't really the scene I was in at the time.
That was more for like the old Nike heads almost.
Yeah, and or like they had a limited Vans account. They were the first one with that Vans account where they got all the subculture shit that they go getting. Yeah.
But I mean, it's weird how then in New York like there was still a split scene like how you almost had different, I feel like, subcultures running different parts of the like. This is
pre-Instagram. That's why.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
like,
pre-Instagram.
I remember you would go down to 8th Street because that's where that original Flight Club was, and that's where the sneakerheads would be.
Yeah.
Like, you would have all those sneakerheads and like, because it was right
A lot
off
of
that.
a lot of fucked up jeans down there, bro.
A
Yo,
lot of
all
fucked up jeans.
the sneakerheads got the worst denim, bro.
It's getting better. It's getting better. It's getting better.
The worst denim.
You know, what about Mayor? You know Mayor?
Yeah, I know, man. Yeah.
You don't know Mayor's denim no good?
Nah, his shit not good. His cars is good. He got a lot of great cars. I remember I seen him pull up in the drop top Porsche. I seen him recently in a Lambo.
Damn.
Yeah, Mayor was doing it. Nah, Mayor
Like
been
that
up.
was. I feel like that was a crazy time because I feel like in a way, like, I feel like there's still not enough credit given to that whole scene, kind of almost birthing what we see today, like the whole sneaker scene and the whole, like, YouTube even, like.
Yeah, at that time it was like sneakers and APC denims.
APC denim, the raw
The
indigo. You
bleeding
need
all over your
the
sneakers.
Fucking, what was it? The petite new standard. You had to have those.
But then I seen the evolution from like APC to Saint Laurent denims.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And shit just went extreme from there.
And so that would have been like Tumblr or Facebook days, like.
Flickr.
Flickr.
Don't forget about Flickr.
Well, I don't think I was around for Flickr.
Yeah, that was around the same time as Tumblr. It was like you had to choose between posting up pictures that you stole or posting up pictures that you created. You feel me? Flickr was for photographers.
Yeah, and I mean,
they post up their own work, and then Tumblr was just like, oh, look at this fire shot I found. Let me put it up.
it was more like a mood board.
Exactly.
Because I don't know if you know Malinsky.
No.
We kid from Paris. Probably came a little bit later than you, but
oh, he was doing hats. Yeah.
yeah.
Like I think we follow each other on Twitter or Instagram.
He like we were talking about the same thing. Like the Tumblr days is, I feel like what made that so much cooler is like there was no pressure to promote yourself. You know, like you could just put whatever you want out there.
You had a
that
whole
you
other
thought was
identity.
cool.
Exactly.
Like, and then there was no, like you weren't seeing who followed you, how many likes you got, or like I mean you could see like the reposts and the tags.
But you're just pretty
whatnot,
much
but,
posting your personality.
Yeah. And I think that's also a perfect place to transition to you and your career because that's almost, to my knowledge, like where you got your start.
Yeah, that gave me the kickstart because I had so many followers off of like selling sex. That's what I initially did. I sold sex. I used to just get pictures from girls, put them up there, and just get the traffic off of that. And then when I finally put something out, just randomly, it went up. It shot. Because everybody was on there for that traffic of like, let me see what girls he put up this, that. Then they see a hat and they're like, oh shit, let's purchase a hat.
So did before we get to the hats, oh, what's up, Elliot? I don't know, you care about dogs?
Nah, I'm chilling.
All right, cool. What's up, Elliot? That's my dog.
Shout out to Elliot. He's a little nervous over there shaking and shit, but shout out to him.
But I have so did the parties, like the 40 ounce bounce, that came before the hats, right?
Yeah, that was before the hats. I was doing that in Riverside. That's like on the borderline of Harlem and the Heights. And I stopped because it got too big. And I didn't know how to control it at the time. And I think I probably capped at 3,000 people. And then the cops shut me down. They shut me down about 3 or 4 times. And I just stopped. I gave up on that shit. Just because.
I think I forget what source it was. But it's crazy how the numbers got skewed on that. I read one. It was like 10,000 people.
Yeah. And then
Subway was shut down.
And it was dope because it brought everybody from every borough. It wasn't just like an uptown thing.
But how'd you even get into the parties and running those?
Twitter and Facebook. I really just had a lot of followers on Facebook. Every platform I go on, I try to like find how to run it up. Just because it's free, you feel me? Like the internet's free. We don't got to subscribe for like Twitter or Instagram. Like you don't got to pay nothing. So you might as well take full advantage of that shit.
But like, talk to me about how you were even able to like build that following on whatever platform you were using. Were you just like one of those kids that was like?
Nah, I kept the perfect balance of like being online and being outside. That's what you gotta do. Cause if you don't, shout out to Elliot, man, very cozy.
He's trying to be in an interview. What you gotta say, bro?
You need a nap.
He need a nap. I know. What were we talking about? My bad. I got lost.
Nah, I was saying you gotta keep the balance of being outside and being online.
Yeah. So like,
I was accessible, so it was like people knew me from.
So you were just like running around, running around New York, downtown scene, uptown scene, Bronx, everywhere.
I was local at the time. I wasn't like catching flights anywhere. I was just strictly New York, maybe Jersey for like a girl or something. But other than that, I was just New York every day, every night. Should get him in the middle.
Yeah, you want to put him in the middle? Alright, he good here. He good here. But talk to me about the growth of those parties. Like, was that just something that you had in you, just like as an entrepreneurial spirit that you saw could be something special and could be big, and that you just grew it? Or like, tell me how you were able to build a team along the way, because I remember, I think a really important thing that you said in one of your early interviews was that you like working as a group. Like, you like working in groups just because you find shit's easier that way, and, you know, it's nice to have a team. So I was wondering if you could talk a little bit about like how you built that team when you were running the parties and starting to promote that.
Yeah, cookouts were always like a thing uptown. Like, everybody takes advantage of that park, and, you know, whether it's a holiday or somebody's birthday, somebody's throwing a cookout. I was with like 5 kids at the time, all the homies from my hood, and my ex she gave me the idea. She's like, "Yo, throw a little cookout, friends and family." It was like 30 people, and then after we did that, I uploaded the pictures on Facebook and Twitter, and then people were like, "Oh, what's up? I need an invite for the next one." And then I was like, "Yo, just send out that invite." Sent it out. I went to probably like 100, 150. Then it just kept going and going and going, and from there, it just became a thing.
And so, my bad. I mean,
no, it's all good. It's all good.
So by then you're already known as, like, you already got your like little name going for you as 40 ounce, right?
Yeah, I wasn't even making no money off that shit.
No, it was just
like a thing, you know. That everybody come out, whether it's 4th of July, Labor Day, Memorial Day, just come out, have a good time.
And this would have been like 2011 through 13.
I think I hit my 10-year mark this year, 2009.
Damn.
I'm about to do a little anniversary party at the end of the summer.
But at what time did it start getting like crazy?
2012, I think. 2012 is when I stopped, and that's when like I had the clothing that kind of popped off for me. 2012, 13, and then one of my interns, he was like, "Yo, bring back the parties," and it wasn't even in the back of my head. I'm like, "Yo, this party shit done. I can't control it. I don't know how to do it." And he's like, "Yo, bring it back, and I'll help you bring it back, and we could do it out of state."
So how did transition from the parties to you wanting to do clothing?
I put out a hat randomly. I remember
What was the first one, the Margiela inspired one?
You know what it was? I'll tell you exactly what it was. My close friend Diego, his roommate at the time was Curtains. You know what Curtains is?
No, I don't know Curtains.
Curtains, like, everybody know him for like fashion shit, but he was on that Balmain shit before everyone. He was wearing probably Balmain 2010, maybe 9.
The Carnan era.
Yeah, he was on the heavy, and no one really transitioned from the streetwear to the high fashion shit. And we were like, "Yo, let me throw this shit on the hat." Obviously, I'm from New York, so I'm gonna throw the New York hat. And I took the font from the N that he had,
so it was the N-Y,
and then my man had to create the Y, because, you know, nobody could really figure out that font. And then we ran it up from there. And I pitched it to Atmos, Frank Chop Shop. They were like, "Oh, we're gonna do it, whatever." And it never fell through. So I'm like, "I'm gonna just do this shit on my own. Fuck asking for help." I wanted to make it like a Japanese exclusive.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't really work out, and I did it on my own. Then after the second drop, they hit me like, "Yo, we want to pick it up now." I'm like, "Nah, fuck out of here, suck my dick. We not doing that." And I just kept going from there.
And so from there, you went to I know you had the Margiela one.
I got mad cease and desist, bro. I've been through.
Really?
Yeah.
How, walk to me about how something like that goes down, getting that cease and desist. And
they send it to your email, or they reach out to your lawyer. Cause
for you, was it something that you were like, "Fuck"? Or were you
like,
"Oh shit, they noticed what's going on"?
Yeah, I was like, "Yo, this is fire," because I was doing flash sales, 24-hour sales. So by the time they reached out to me, like,
you already
my bread's already cleared. So it's like a cease and desist is pretty much them saying, "We see what you're doing, just chill, don't do that shit no more." It's not a lawsuit. People be thinking like a cease and desist, like, "Oh,
yeah." But the next week you gonna do it again.
The next one is like, "Yo, you've been served, bro. You got to come see us. Bring your attorney."
That ever happen?
Nah, never.
No, you got away with it.
Nah, because in 24-hour sales, and I was backdooring the shit out of it. I had so many retail spots all over the world. They couldn't keep up.
Yeah. So how'd you start getting picked up into like the retail? Because I remember for me, I used to always see that shit online. I'd be like, "Yo, this is sick." And I remember I walked into Kith one day when Kith was just a back room, and you had the because it was Atrium in the front, it was Kith in the back, and there was a glass case on the side.
It was probably The Ben
Ben
Trill
Trill?
hat you had seen. Yeah, that one's supposed to be a Vfiles exclusive.
That was supposed to be Vfiles. Well, I
They,
remember,
they were supposed to get like, I think they wanted 140 pieces.
and it was just a black one, right? But then
Yeah.
you came back with the
Because they
black,
reached
the
out to
red,
me.
and the navy.
We had the meeting, me, Virgil, and the people over there, and they're like, yo, we want to make this a Vfile exclusive, whatever. And then Ronnie, you know, Ronnie does not play, bro. Ronnie, he'll bring bread to the table. He was like, yo, I want a $50,000 order. Fuck them niggas. So we was like,
So you're not gonna turn that.
yeah,
down,
we were like, yo, it's quiet for Vfiles. We're going to put this shit in Kith. And we ran that shit up.
But how'd that go down with Ben Trill as well? Because, you know, a super important interview again recently. Shane and Isaiah from HBA, they talked about a lot of the Ben Trill and kind of how that just went nuts. Can you talk to me about you witnessing like the Ben Trill days and watching the explosion of that, and how you also were how your experience with Ben Trill?
Well,
working with
I met Heron through Nike.
Yeah. Do you work at Nike?
No. He used to do the seating, so he was a nigga that would like open the cage. Like he would bring you in the office, open the cage, and be like, "What do you wear? 10.5?" It was different at the time. We would take like 7 pairs of sneakers, bro. Now they'll have some shit waiting for you. Like, here's 3 pairs, thanks, post tag, all that bullshit. But back in the day, Heron used to open up the cage, be like, "Yo, pick whatever you want." We used to go in and take mad sneakers. And
any highlights?
Had a lot of Atmos shit. I had mad shit. We got so much that they didn't. It's free sneakers at the end of the day,
yeah.
so it's not like, you know.
And good ones too.
It's not coming. Yeah, it's not coming out of anybody's pocket other than the budget that's set for them. But Virgil, he will come around. I met him at LeBain, at the top of the Standard.
Mm-hmm.
I met him there through Diego. But my partner at the time through the hats was Jalil Peraza.
I'm not
That's Tony Williams' son.
Okay.
The nigga that does Sunday service, the older guy.
Yeah.
So he's obviously related to Kanye. I don't know how much of a relation there is, but that's like his family at this point. And he introduced me to everybody. We ran the play up through all of our back end sources through him.
And so so that just kind of clicked naturally. They saw what you were doing. You saw what they were doing. It was like, excuse me, that y'all could just kind of do something crazy and.
Yeah, and they showed
Go
love.
from there.
Yeah, they showed love.
That hat. I was gonna say that hat was so sick at the
Good
time.
looking.
Like even down to the smallest detail, the fucking like the redid.
The pound signs was Heron's idea.
That was
not even
Heron's?
Virgil's. Yeah, that was Heron's idea.
And then
Upside down MLB.
yeah, that's what I was saying.
Yeah.
The upside down. I mean, cause bro, a lot of people don't give Heron credit for that. Like at
Yeah,
that
that's
time,
true.
like,
That was his design.
the fucking bootleg shit with Heron, like the NASCAR tee
We called a double cease and desist off that shit. Not even a single, a double.
off the which one?
Off of 2 entities, MLB and the New York Yankees.
Really?
For that flipped logo on the back. They was tripping over that logo.
That's fire.
Yeah.
That's so hard.
But by that time, we already ran that shit up.
It was already gone in
Shit was
stores,
yeah,
gone online.
We wasn't
gone.
even wearing that shit anymore. But by the time they sent that,
I mean, like it's crazy. That used to be resale.
yeah,
Like
it was,
I remember, like it
was.
was really nuts. So I think again, branching off, you know, we're at a good point. You know, we're talking about how you're linking up with the guys like Virgil, Heron, you know, Ronnie, all that. Can you just talk to me a little bit about like the New York scene, especially the downtown scene then, and how it was different for you, and now seeing what these guys have become, and you included, of just like how this shit has exploded, and now you have almost a generational, how it's in New York, it's almost become a generational thing for the kids who want to be cool and fly to go to Soho and go to the spots that you guys kind of, in a sense, pioneered, and like how for you what that was like to be one of that first, like I would say that Tumblr era, that first wave of them.
Yeah, it's way different now. Back in the day, we used to have to look for the money. Now it's like the money finds you. There's a lot of agencies, a lot of people putting the money on the back end for kids. It's not the same. It's definitely not the same. It's, you know, a lot of these kids are spoiled. I like to say. I don't want to sound like the old cranky nigga, but a lot of kids are spoiled. Back then, we would have to just, you know, put in that work. Now you get a couple friends to put you on under gram. They got 200,000-300,000 followers, and then, you know, now you lit because you just got tagged on something.
But who would have been some of those people that you were most closely connected with and that you were running around with, and what y'all were up to?
Oh, Venus X. She's from uptown. But she been in the game for a minute. We were just partying too. This was before she was DJing. But she, she set the platform for a lot of the DJs now. And she was, she actually probably used vinyl, not just CDJs and all that other shit.
Automatic, tempo.
She blends, a lot of kids don't blend nowadays.
I mean, they got it easy too because now beats have changed. I know it's so cringy to say, but it's almost too easy to, when that first beat comes in, like you got a song like RP, you can just layer that in
and right let it run and let it
run while the other one's fading out. Turn the volume up and kids go nuts. It's crazy. It's like I feel like it's almost in almost every aspect of pop culture and youth culture, from music, fashion, art. We're just watching it get dumbed down.
Yeah, I mean,
it's kind of sad. I feel
smartphones made everybody dumb. Smartphones made everybody dumb.
It's not smartphones. I would say social media.
Yeah, I mean, it's the apps on the phone. It's just everyone's attention span sucks.
It's just because I feel like people don't even care about the shit they're doing anymore. They're doing the shit to get instant gratification.
Everything is overfed to you. It's nothing spoon fed. You don't get a taste anymore. Now you get a fucking bucket thrown at you of just of shit that people are doing.
But I know you're going back to Venus. She used to DJ at the parties as well?
No, she never DJed none of my parties other than the recent ones. But she always would just chill. She's really from uptown. Her grandma still lives in Dykeman. She's not a transplant or anything. But she's always been a real one.
You got any just not even trying to describe the scene, but just any crazy stories of what it just used to be like to just be one of the kids back then partying.
I remember when Kid Cudi first popped, that shit was lit. Cause Plain Pat was running around, giving everybody his new single day and night. And they're like, "Yo, play this shit. This is gonna be next up. Play it." I remember when I first heard it.
So they were running around telling
Plain Pat was Plain Pat. He put on for Cudi. He really held Cudi down. And I remember when that song first came out. I think he was still working at Bait at the time. And everyone was like, "Yo, this is it." And now look at Cudi now. You're a legend.
Damn, that's wild.
And I think at the same time, Vfiles London was coming out too.
Oh yeah, I feel like that's another New York guy who.
He don't get a lot of credit.
Yeah, he does not get a lot of credit, and I feel like he's also now I feel like, I mean, he's definitely a little bit before my time, but I feel like he's now one of those guys that has become so mysterious.
Yeah, he moved to LA, so once you move to LA, you can't get found.
Nah, not always though. Not always though, cause it depends. Cause I feel like now LA, for the young kids, you go to LA. We were just talking about this earlier. You go to LA, you go hang out at Melrose, you go try and, I don't know anything, but I feel like now that's the place where a lot of kids are going to try and get put on.
Yeah, it's LA is cool, but I just can never permanently live there. I like visiting,
And because I'm from New York, but I'm going back and forth between LA and New York now, and
What part of LA you in?
Shit, I don't even know what neighborhood it would be. It'd be it's on the border of Watts, in between Watts and downtown.
It's by the airport, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's everyone told me oh, it's a different scene out there. It's a different scene out there. It's a different it's slower, blah blah blah, and
same shit, more traffic. That's all.
Yeah, it's that's what everyone told me. I was like, no, what do you mean? It's a big city, and you get out there, and it's not a city.
It's the same shit going on. There's different faces.
It's not a city,
and you got better weather, better weed.
Don't get me wrong. I love LA. It's definitely a great place to be. A lot of fun out there, but it's weird, and when you grow up in New York, your idea of a city is so defined. I feel like there's very few places that could ever match it. I would say Paris might come close.
Yeah, Paris is the New York of Europe.
And Paris was one of the first places that when you took your whole shit international, or
it's my second home.
That was one of your first places to go.
It's because you know what it is? Everybody's rude. Everybody minds their business. Same shit as New York. When you go out of state, if I'm in the elevator here in New York, I'm not telling anybody, yo, have a good night, have a good day. When you're out of state, people are like, hey, have a good day, have a good morning. You look at them like, yo,
What?
mind your fucking business. Don't worry about my morning, worry about your own morning.
So how'd you start getting love out in Paris?
Loic and Marvin, these two twins, they do this party called Fuck Fashion Week. And they booked me, I think 5 years ago. And then I just kept coming back. I just loved it. Yeah, I got sucked in. I was like, damn, this is lit. It's a good vibe. It's mad bitches. The food is cool. The food isn't that crazy, but it's better than like the bland shit in London. You know, anything in London got no taste. But Paris is cool. I still can't speak French. But shit, cool.
It's crazy. I feel like Paris is such a weird entity to me. I don't know, like.
I just like the architecture too. Like when you
just
lit doing some
nice
sketchy shit, and then you look up, and you're like, damn.
It's just pretty. Like
it's like seeing the skyline here. You know?
Yeah, like I don't know, but Paris again is one of those places where it's like, I feel like it's one of the very few places where, especially when it comes to kids and like fashion, music, that it's really, really carved out like a very niche scene for itself, where it's like.
Yeah, especially with all the fashion houses being there, you know?
Like, that, I feel like Paris is one of those places that you go to now, and it's like, you know exactly what you're getting into. Like, New York, I feel like you know exactly what you're getting into. Paris, you know exactly what you're getting into. Tokyo, I've never been to Tokyo, but, like, that's what everyone tells me.
Tokyo's lit. The flights is mad long.
Yeah, I'd love to go to Tokyo. Like, that's just a dream.
A lot of good etiquette out there.
A lot of good etiquette?
Yeah, a lot of good etiquette. Mannerism is like top tier.
Speaking of traveling, I know you've been spending a lot of time in Latin America, right?
Yeah, Colombia.
You Colombian?
Yeah, nah, I'm African American Guatemalan.
Okay. What you been doing out in Colombia?
Colombia's lit. It's like it's a different type of movie. They just love foreigners, so when you go out there, if you got one person that speaks the language, you're straight. You don't need shit.
Yeah.
Price of living is mad cheap. Food is fire. Mad girls, but you just gotta go. Like when we have our winter, it's their summer.
Mm-hmm.
So when we have our summer, it's their rain season. So you don't want to go.
You
don't want to go from like July to September because it's just downpours all day. But it's just cool. I just want to travel more because I feel like people, especially like a lot of my old friends, they're trapped in this city. Like New York is cool and all, but if you're not leaving,
yeah,
and, like,
I feel like New York's one
getting
of those
some type
where
of
people
culture
definitely get
behind
trapped.
like your words, and you know, YouTube is cool, but just being like having your feet on the ground is a lot cooler.
So what, you just be out there partying pretty much?
Yeah, just be out there partying. Yeah. I almost got drugged out there, bro.
What?
Yeah, I almost got drugged in Colombia. I ended up at like an after hours strip club at like 6 a.m. And I don't know whether it was the waitress or like the waiter, but somebody blew like some shit in my face.
Oh,
and, yo, my
I've
mouth
heard
got
about
mad
that
pasty.
shit.
And I grabbed my mans. I'm like, yo, we off this, bro. I can't be in here right now. And
I feel like I heard about
water.
that. It's a shit where it's like.
But I was sober, but I feel like if I wasn't sober, I would have been fucked up, you know?
I heard it, yeah, some shit, I feel like, I can't remember what it was. It was like they blow it in your face and then you get impressionable.
Yeah, but that's me from being, like, you know, the curious person I am. I'm like, yo, I don't want to go to, like, the tourist strip club. Take me to, like, the Bronx of Medellin, you know? So I was there 6 a.m.
You got any people that be showing you around out there?
We got a fixer. I got a fixer, like, in every city. Yeah, like, one of my homies' uncles, he, like, picks us up from the airport, stays with us all day. We give him like $100, but it's pretty much, you think about it like this. Uber from the airport anywhere is already $100. So we got this guy all day with us chilling. Buy him a meal. Shit is love. I like Colombia.
They ever go out partying with you?
Yeah, he pulls out. Yeah, this guy's like a middle-aged guy. He's like probably 50. Chilling. I think I got voice notes from him. Let me see.
He be having a good time.
I got one on WhatsApp. He be panicking because he'd be like, yo, bro, come. Pick us up right now. Let me see. We play one for y'all. Okay. We call him Primo.
Primo. Shout out to Primo.
Sí, primo. Ya llego por ahí en 5. En 5 minuticos llego.
Yeah, we'd be like, yo, hurry up, bro. He's like, I'll be there in 5. But yeah, that's Colombia. I want to travel more. I want to go to, like, Panama. I've been to Costa Rica. Been to Guatemala, Honduras, Salvador. I've been all those places, but I want to go, like, more South America, like Chile, Argentina, places like that. Just because I feel like everybody goes to Europe. So it's like, damn, we already did that shit. We did Prague. We did Brussels. We did London.
You did Prague, bro? You
Yeah,
did all that shit?
Prague's fire. Prague is like
Damn,
Amsterdam
that's
10
crazy.
years
You
ago.
really, you really be.
Yeah,
You be
Prague is
everywhere.
fire. If you want to go somewhere sketchy, go to Prague.
So what you be doing like when you be traveling all these places? Like you be doing pop ups or
Nah,
parties?
this is just like my free time. I just like travel, meet new people. I like being like that local guy everywhere.
Yeah.
So when I go to LA, I stay in Glendale. I was like, I'm a local nigga in the valley. I just like planting that seed there. So whenever I want to go back, everything is all love.
That's one thing I've really respect about you because I feel like, like, you kind of just never limited yourself to this guy. Not even like not as a business sense who was not a businessman, but who was just always in touch with where he was but at the same time never wanted to be limited with where you were.
Yeah, it's just like I'm like a nomad, You
Yeah.
just can't tie me down to one place. Like New York will always be my hub, but I'm gonna travel the world probably 10 times. That's like the goal.
So, like, but then again, I feel like important back to return on a business sense. Like, what you been up to business wise recently?
Parties, and I'm about to drop a tweet book.
Tweet book.
Yeah, I'm about to drop a tweet book. So it's pretty much curating my 150 most retweeted tweets and like tweets, and decoding them.
Oh, so it's like
Yeah. So it's pretty much just putting a tweet, because I have a lot of basic ass tweets, but I'm gonna give you like a non-basic meaning behind them. All the shit that I put out is relatable because it's like day-to-day stuff.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, I know every day now when I open up Instagram, you go to stories, you have the kids posting like.
I recently started doing that. Some girl that I was fucking with gave me the idea. She's like, "Why don't you just cross-brand?"
You be posting your tweets.
Yeah, she's like, "Yo, you're lit on Twitter. Why don't you just put it on Instagram too?"
But it's crazy. But I feel like a lot of these kids just don't be like giving you that credit that a lot of you earlier guys that Twitter that I don't even know how to describe them, but just like I don't want to say simple because I don't want to sound like I'm undermining them, but like just like funny fucking like straight to the point tweets that just like kids were looking at and like were either relatable or funny. As like another guy like that Yams, like
Yeah, he had gems on gems.
People go look back at Yams fucking tweets, Yams Tumblr, fucking Ian's Tumblr, Ian's tweets. Like I don't know.
Younger generation,
Yeah.
Other than Yams, but Yams, he dropped a lot of gems. That's one thing I can't front on. He dropped a lot of gems.
You have a relationship with Yams before he passed?
Yeah, hell yeah. We used to do a Supreme shit at the same time. It was me, him, and Juice from Flatbush Zombie.
Okay.
We was online waiting all the time trying to get shit. Because once we got in, it was a wrap.
Yeah.
That line shit, everybody had to do a line. Other than like people who were picking up one or two pieces, we were going in there getting
You're getting everything.
as much as we can,
Yeah.
And like I said, the employees were showing love. But yeah, Yams used to live in Riverdale, and he put me on the Max B actually.
Really?
Yeah, he used to intern from Max B. I think who else was working from? Karen Civil was working from Max B at the time. But yeah, he put me on the Max B.
Damn,
That was
that's
like
wild.
my Yam story.
That's crazy.
This was before Rocky. It was before Rocky
Yeah.
popped.
It's crazy. It's been said time and time again, but it is really crazy how even beyond New York and especially in New York, everyone I feel like before he passed has a Yam story.
Yeah,
Like
he was like a visionary. He was already like ahead of the game for everything. Like his blueprint is solid. Look at Rocky now. Rocky's still lit.
yeah, it's nuts. It's like it's hard to take in almost.
It's true.
It's like hard, not hard to take in, but like it's hard to look back and really, or not hard, but like you gotta dig deep to see how he literally had his foot in everything, like if that makes sense.
Yeah, it's true. He got his his thumbprint on almost everything. Yeah, he set the tone. That's one thing people can't say about him. He definitely set the tone. And he changed the game. He changed the game with Rocky.
Definitely.
That shit switched up the whole rap game.
Another guy though, I think that, I think another important topic is because to me when I think of that time period, for me just being a bit younger, one of the first guys I think of almost in a similar tone is Kanye. Like,
Oh yeah,
because
hell yeah.
even when I think of your stuff, like the Balmain, to me, I was only recognizing that because of Kanye. Like, the Balmain skinny jeans, the fucking Saint Laurent flannels, all that. Like, I don't know. It's weird just to see.
You ever seen Kanye on Smack DVD?
No.
You ever seen that?
No, I've never seen that.
Beefing with Beanie Siegel?
No. I've never seen that.
Yo, everybody, you gotta look that up. That's the most funniest shit. Beanie Siegel called him gay. And he's like, yo, bro, don't ever call me that. Don't ever call me that. He's like, as a man, I'm not gay. But it's just funny to see Kanye like in that tone. Like, it was just the funniest. Google that on YouTube. Kanye Smack DVD. You'll be in tears.
I'm gonna have to watch that one later.
That was hilarious. But yeah, Kanye really did set the tone for all that fashion shit. From like the bomb-on teddy jackets.
Yeah.
That
Again, but back to what we were talking about, APC.
Yeah,
He got his own APC line for a little bit.
He had the collab. He even had the LV collab before.
Oh, yeah?
LV was lit.
It's crazy.
But he fired because he put all his homies on. He had the Jaspers.
Yeah.
He had the Dons. Like,
I mean, literally, when you look at the fucking name of his collab,
it's all the homies.
It's all the homies. You have hell, you even have the Mr. Hudsons, the fucking like boat shoe one. No one really had those ones, but
he didn't have to do that.
Like, yeah,
he could have named them whatever he wanted to. He just named after the homies.
I remember. I don't know if this was true or not, but someone had showed me that back in, I want to say it was like 2013. He was like, Virgil will be the creative director and like designer of menswear at Louis Vuitton.
That's crazy. I never heard that.
And I'm not sure if that's a true story. I could fully be wrong, but I remember.
But it's crazy how Virgil took that role when Ye really, really wanted that.
Yeah.
He really, really wanted to take Pastel to the next level and be that guy in Paris. I think he even went to school for that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Or took some type of course from a fashion house.
That would have been a cool thing to, not saying that it never will, but that would have been definitely a cool thing to see.
In this lifetime,
yeah. Pastel, like that was sick. So again, circling back, I feel like we got off topic a little bit. I mean, it's tough not to. There's so many fucking loopholes when you get into this shit. But
there's like so much shit happened in the past, Yeah. There's a lot of history in this game.
And not even only in the past, but just so much going on now, and shit is exploding right now. It's hard not to fucking talk about any small thing for fucking hours. But just talk to me about what you're doing with the parties nowadays.
I'm still traveling. I do about 35 to 40 per year. So I'm hitting all the in-between cities.
And so it's still getting marketed as like the bounce, or it's just...
Yeah, still the bounce. The goal is to make it into a festival, but I want everybody else to like kind of burn out right now. Cause, there's a lot of dope ones. Lyrical Lemonade got their shit coming up, which is fire because that's like all the niggas I listen to. But then you have the Coachellas and the Rolling Louds. Like,
yeah. Hell, even artists starting to get their own festivals.
Yeah, it's a smart thing to do. Because you got all your homies that are killing it on the music numbers, and you might as well run up a play with that. Because, the label cuts a check, but you really eat off your shows.
So again, talking about the shows now, like, so what do you be doing? You just be, like, partnering with, like, clubs and shit when you be traveling to throw them, or?
Yeah, I tap in with the people in the city. It all ties in with me traveling as well. So I meet someone that throws something similar to what I throw, and I'm like, yo, let's make some money together. Throw a party. Usually source local talent, local DJs to, keep the vibe of the city that I'm in and bring out 1,500 people with another person.
Damn, that's
$20 a ticket, you do the math.
Yeah. You're doing good. You're living good.
Yeah,
that's why you up in Westchester now.
Yeah, I'm chilling.
You chilling.
I got a label deal too at Interscope.
Really?
So I'm working on that. I just got that a few months ago.
So what you doing at Interscope?
I'm looking for artists.
Oh, you becoming an A&R for Interscope?
No, I got a label deal.
Oh, you have your own.
I got my own label deal. Yeah.
You have
I'm locked in with them for 2 years, so trying to find somebody dope.
You have a name for the label yet?
No Apology Records.
No Apology Records.
Yeah.
So you got a whole team under you already?
Nah, not yeah. I got like 2 people with me, but
slowly
but surely.
Yeah.
Once I sign that first person, I'll let it pop. But it's hard nowadays because people be burning out within a few months, or get into some shit that gets posted on TMZ or academics, and you're like, damn, I can't even fucking sign this kid no more because he fucked up,
Who's some of the kids that obviously you don't gotta give away any names of anyone, but who's some artists you fucking with right now?
Lil Got It.
Shout out to Lil Got It, yeah. Lil Got It's
still Young Nudie shit. I still listen to.
Young Nudie's hard.
Just a whole bunch of kids, bro. The kids that fall into that category, Is that other kid, Little Tekka? You ever heard of that kid?
No, I don't know Lil Tecca.
He's lit on the gram too. But that's about it, you know.
So
All the
a lot of
littles.
Atlanta kids.
All the Atlanta kids still. I mean, you gotta give North Carolina their credit too.
Yeah.
The baby.
The baby, yeah, he killing
His
shit
other,
right now.
his man's, what's his name?
Oh, I don't.
Yeah,
Stunner.
Stunner lit. He just signed too. I think he had Interscope as well.
That's nuts. It's crazy how music, how
It
like,
travels. It went from like drill music in Chicago
yeah,
to like shit in Florida. Now it's in Charlotte. That's the new hub.
you said Charlotte's a new hub.
North Carolina, yeah.
I mean, I definitely wouldn't say. I mean, I don't know enough about North Carolina and all their artists to speak on that, but
It's like once that one person gets some shine,
yeah,
everybody wants to like hone into
DMV.
that.
I feel like DMV about to go crazy.
Who you listen to in the DMV?
Huh?
Who you listening to from the DMV?
I mean, I wouldn't say I listen to anyone like fully thoroughly, but Gunu's coming out of there. Rich from DMV, right? Rich coming out of DMV. Oh no, he's not from DMV, right? Rich from Atlanta. Max, shout out to Max. Who else coming out? There's Lil Dude. Fuck with Lil Dude.
Yeah, Little Dude. Is he from the DMV?
Yeah, he from DMV. He's from the same town as Gunu, I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure they grew up together. But yeah, there's a lot of guys. A lot of fun guys.
Yeah, it's true. There's a lot of money out here for these kids, but you know, you gotta keep a clean slate.
Yeah, it's tough.
It's fucked up. These kids
It's
are
tough.
all getting locked up or just jammed up. Well, Kodak's back in jail
Go
or in
ahead.
house arrest.
Yeah, it was funny or not. It's not funny. It's fucked up. But they were basically breaking down everything that happened at Rolling Loud.
The
and
one
just,
big
like,
setup.
everyone's like Rolling Loud a trap. Like, do not go to Rolling Loud. As an artist.
Yeah, you know what it is? I think it's the state of Florida. It's not even Rolling Loud.
Yeah.
The state of Florida is just shit get weird down there.
And
You ever typed in your name? I think it's like your date of birth, and like Florida man arrested. You ever done that?
Nah.
There's for every single day there's some crazy shit going on. You go put like your date of birth and then Google date of birth Florida man arrested, and then it'll give you a news article with some wild shit.
Fucking bath salts, someone getting their face eaten
Yeah,
off.
it's just sick. I don't know what's going on in Florida, but it's crazy.
I mean, it's crazy though because I feel like so many artists over the last, year, 2 years have come out of Florida that on a broader scale people would be trying to promote it more and trying to tap in to make it legit for these kids.
Yeah, the younger generation is cool. It's the older one.
Yeah.
It's like the people 30 and above, 40 and above are just a little weird, you know. The younger kids, they're cool. Everything over there in that subculture is straight. But anyone older than that, it's just I don't know what the fuck is going on with them. How they were raised, how they were grown pre-internet. What is the mentality for like the older people that's fucked up.
Yeah, going back to fucking like everything about locations. I feel like just because speaking for us, New York hasn't had much in a while. I feel like shit's been fucked up in New York, especially.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
A few guys coming out. Shout out to ABG Neal. He's fire. I like ABG Neal.
New York is always been a hub, but you know, I feel like once the internet opened up that door to showing people like, yo, this is what's going on in Atlanta.
Yeah.
It's like nobody. I don't want to.
New York was a hub because people wanted to be in New York. Like, I feel like now where it's like now you get to
you already
get to
came.
see all
It's
of
like
it.
people
Yeah.
already came. It's like, all right, cool. We already did what we had to do here. Now let's go back to where we're from.
Yeah. Like,
But Atlanta really still got it.
yeah. I mean, just because Atlanta is,
I remember when Metro Boomin popped.
Yeah.
His first mixtape cover, he was wearing my hat. I never heard of him before. My man was like, yo, this kid's wearing your hat. He's about to be next up. And Metro popped. Shout out to him. He still show love.
It's crazy. Like, it's crazy. I went to he was booked for a festival in LA. It was like Comedy Central Festival. It was their first time trying it out. I'm not sure how it ended up going, but he had a set for like the preview night, and the amount of kids that were going nuts for Metro.
It's
Like,
sick, right?
It's
He
crazy.
has a cult following.
It's crazy, like, and it's crazy to see. No, you're good. The type of shit that what happens beyond like artists now, beyond the actual artists, but for their producers and for their DJs, that they themselves have this cult followings. Like even Murda had a fucking set at Coachella. Kids going nuts. You know, it's cool. It's cool to see them finally start getting the credit they deserve.
Yeah, it's fire how people could like switch up like that. Even Virgil, the DJ
Yeah.
as well. Man of many traits.
A lot of these guys. Even I know Heron's a DJ too. Again, we were talking about Venus.
I think one of their first DJ sets was A-Track used to do this party.
A-Track, yeah.
A-Track used to do this Fool's Gold Day Off shit. And that's when Travis Scott popped as well. Ben Trill, that was their first DJ set. That shit wasn't too far from here. They were wearing all tree bark camo. I was like, oh, you guys really out here. But that was...
Remember, you got Kerwin, everybody. There's a lot of DJs going crazy right now.
Yeah, Kerwin's getting booked everywhere too.
Yeah.
He's getting booked heavy.
Kerwin is definitely going nuts right now. He got a lot of good stuff going for him.
You know what it is? You know, once that... There's a snowball effect. Like, you gotta roll that fucking snowball. Once you see some type of traction, like your shit going up, you gotta take advantage of it and push it to the limit.
Yeah, and not limiting yourself to a single box.
At all, yeah. Hell yeah.
It's cool. Well, you got anything else you need to air out?
No, man, shout out to your sneakers, man. You gotta give a good
thank
shout
you.
to you. It was a good feats.
Just got them today.
It's good feats.
They're more comfortable than I thought they'd be.
Nah, I like them because they're subtle.
Yeah, this is the only pair I like. The highs were too much for me.
Like, if you could see the LV logo, you know what it is. But if you don't, it's like...
Yeah, it's like...
If you know type
yeah,
shit.
Exactly. And for me, these are like... For me, the reason I like these so much is because I feel like a lot of people, when they first read them, they read them as, like, Jordans. Like, closest to Jordans. But for me, they read as, like, almost old skate shoes.
I like that colorway better than the other one, too.
Yeah, me too. For
the
me,
other one
like,
is too Jordan-ish.
Yeah. They were, like, super nostalgic because for me, I grew up on skateboarding. Like, that was kind of always my thing. So, like, it was kind of that, like, puffy dunk. That's how I read them. That was super sick.
Nah, this is fire. Shout out to you, man.
Well, thank you for coming through.
Nah,
Fire interview.
Love. You're ready.